Hello and welcome to another Fresh Off the Stalls. So tonight it's the Fresh Off the Stalls for a lineup, which is a night of new writing at the Greenwich Theatre in, Greenwich, really. It's presented by Vertical Line Theatre, and they're a company that specifically look at new writing and nurturing new writing and everything to do with new writing. New writing, new writing, new writing. Everything this week to me has been about new writing, and it has been excellent. And tonight has been no exception. So, a little difficult to do this because what it is that these are excerpts of much larger pieces that writers have been working on, presented tonight as a sort of, I suppose, a trial and stuff. So I'm not quite sure how I can go about reviewing it. I suppose I can talk about what's good, what isn't good, but it's only a snippet, so I can't really say much about it. So, but seeing as this is kind of like a testing ground, I'm going to go through everything tonight, discuss what I loved about it, and give it either a green light, an amber light, or a red light. I can tell you now that I didn't have to print out a red light because there's nothing I think that needs to have said no to tonight. Everything was really good. Some not as great as others, as always. But yeah, and it's good because it saves me on ink and paper. So let's go through it as the evening progressed. So the first one was Emoti, open bracket, con, close bracket. Emoticon, essentially. So this is written by Andrew Maddock and was directed by Anne Stoffels. Really liked this piece. It was looking at cyberbullying. At least I hope so, because that's what I got from it. There was texting. There was cyberbullying. It's about cyberbullying. Really nice. Very inventive and creative way about going about things. I love the little poems the main character says between scenes, and this is accompanied by some really great movement direction from Anne Stoffels as well. Quite enigmatic as well, and we only had this sort of 10-minute excerpt, and I thought, no, I want to see more. I want to see what happened next. So yeah, a really brilliant piece, and I should definitely give this a green light. Look, it's green. It's a light. What else can I say? Yeah, lovely little piece. Really interesting to see what becomes of that. Yes, so next one was Something Borrowed, Something New by Sevan K. Green and directed by Adam Sleporonsky. Really loved this piece. It starts off and you think okay, what's going on here? This isn't your usual job interview, and certainly enough, it isn't. So it really looks at love and relationships in a completely outlandish way, but not without a heck of a lot of intelligence at looking at emotions and sex and love, and stuff. Absolutely brilliant. Now, what I loved most about this piece was some brilliant comic characterizations, and we're talking about little nuances here. Little characters had the sort of certain personality traits which kept coming through, and it's through those personalities and those differences in personalities and those specific unique things about that character's personality. I keep saying personality a lot. That's what provides the comedy, and so it's a really, really great piece. Hats off to all the cast: Alexa Hartley, Darrell Oakley, and Greta Ray, or Rye, W-R-A-Y. I don't know how to pronounce that. Well, I kind of do, but it's probably not right. All brilliant. All three are brilliant comic actors and really sort of fed off each other's energy. And stuff. So yeah, Something Borrowed, Something New also gets a green light from me. Really, really want to see where this goes. Although I'm not sure how it can be developed even further, because it's one of those ones, interestingly, that kind of works as it is at the moment. It could work very well just as it is as a piece of one-act short theatre. Absolutely marvellous. Very, very, very funny. Next up is Underneath by Joe Lidster. This was directed by Ahmed El Alfi. Interesting. It's certainly it's Halloween themed, so kind of nice. Or is it? Yeah, it is. They played Thriller at the beginning of it, so I'm guessing it's kind of Halloween themed. If it's not, why play it? But there you go. Interesting things about two people stuck on a tube train. What I liked about this was some really nice look at sort of prejudices, and I really loved the use of inside voice, of inside monologue coming through, a bit like Peep Show for a more sort of pop culture reference. I say pop culture, that show's not been on for like how long now? So really interesting use of that. Provides a great bit of comedy, which kind of is a bit of distraction for something that's a bit more sinister going on. So I like that. However, it's just a bit messy. The narrative doesn't go very far very quickly. There's a few things, and this is probably just me overthinking it. There's a few sort of, I don't want to say loopholes, but like they never tried the door between carriages. It's just, I mean, I'm assuming they didn't work, because if they worked, they would have used them and it would have been fine. But yeah, things like that, little details which just are overlooked rather than loopholes, doesn't mean. Things overlooked. Narrative didn't go very well. There wasn't that much of a distinction between inside voice and outside voice, which made it a bit difficult to know. Are they saying out loud or not? If the pacing's the worst thing about this. I say worst. Pacing is the not the worst. I'll just say worst is the worst thing about that. I just wanted it to go further quicker. But however, it's interesting, a really interesting premise. And if I think about it and I think like, do I want to see this developed and see what happens? I would say, yeah, let's give it a go. And because of that, it's my first Amber Light for this evening. I'd love to see it developed. I'd love to see where Joe Lidster takes it, but it needs a lot of work. I think this is something that I think needs to be stopped a little for now. If I was a producer, I'll never be, so I can say ridiculous things like this. And for it to just go back, tidy it up. That's what it really needs. It needs to be tidied up before it goes any further. But still, certainly an amusing and spooky piece of the evening. Then we had The Interval. That was great. I greenlight The Interval. More intervals all around. Hooray. Next up was Parade by Perdita Scott and directed by Elliot Brown. This was my favourite piece of the evening. The troubles in Northern Ireland are kind of always there. I don't know if it's not. I've never seen much really talked or said about it, and this brings that argument and those argument. Well, the thing is a big argument to belittle the entire thing a little. Oops. No, but I really like the fact that this is being brought back. In my eyes, is being brought forward again artistically. But what I love about it, it's done really, really creatively. It's done through a Protestant child's eyes and accounts, and it's heartbreakingly honest and innocent. It's really, really wonderful. I absolutely love the writing. What's interesting that I love about it is that the character sounds juvenile enough to come across as juvenile, but nothing in sort of language and sort of meter and vocabulary suffers there, and it's just so astute, so innocent, and comes from a great place. Also, really, Elliot Brown's direction is fantastic. Very playful, very inventive, especially as you've got 3 cast members playing. I think Nuala McGowan is the only person. I assume that's who the main person was, seeing it's the most Irish name on the programme. That could be a gross assumption to have made. But yeah, the main character, she was the only one that the main actress was the only one that stayed in one character, and the rest were doing different things. And, lovely use of puppetry and things. It was an excellent piece of direction, actually. The direction was as astounding as the new writing. So, Parade by Perdita Scott, green light, absolutely. This is the piece I really want to see more of. It's just got to a stop, and again I was like, no, I want this to be the rest of my evening. I don't want to have that stop short there. Really, really great piece. Just so. This is why I usually wait a bit till I write things or say things. Yeah, I said heartbreakingly honest and innocent. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did. But I think I just reiterate that just to emphasise my point rather than strangling someone. Sorry, too soon. Anyway, last piece of the evening, back by Tina J and directed by Johnny Collis. This was the most difficult piece of the evening, and not because of its writing, but because of its subject matter and how it was put across. It is a little alienating because it's just uncomfortable and awkward in its subject and how it's being approached. but because of that, I think it makes it very brave. And to be honest, I was still engaged. I was just like, oh no, ooh, because the subject itself is very powerful. Can be a trigger for a lot of people. So yeah, but I found that I bore with it because it was really interesting. And amongst that, even though it is kind of sensational and shocking in some senses, there really is sort of an interesting depth and complexity to the writing. The characters and the scenarios are very well thought out, and I love the bit that different things for the story and what's going on keep coming through to the key points, and that sort of, and they're all very well paced, and each moment there's a sort of new discovery. I wouldn't say I twist as much, because it's not a twist, it's like oh no, as such kind of are, but like not really. But there's just new little nuggets of information that take the scenario and take the story and take the situation forward. You get one, you dwell on it, you explore it, bring in the next one. And it's a really great sort of narrative push, and you're with it all the way. So yeah, difficult in its subject, but a really, really good piece of writing. So I also give this the green light. I would love to come and see Back by Gina J again in its full-length piece. Really, really good. So overall, it's been a great evening of new writing. Even the things which I think need to be tidied up a bit, certainly shows a lot of promise. And it's just testament to the work that Vertical Line Theatre and Lineup do. Of course, this is not the first time I've come across them. 5 Stages of Waiting by Caro Dixie went through this same process. And also Snail Boy, which I did not see, and I should have seen, because it's apparently excellent, came through this as well. So this is a really great initiative, and it is making waves. And I know there's a lot of new writing stuff out there, and I love new writing, and I'll always support new writing in London. But this is the initiative, I think, which is probably doing the best work so far with new writing. That's my opinion. It could be somewhere else can be doing much better work. Don't get me wrong. It's just a lot of it. But yeah, anything Lineup do. And if you're interested in let me go with myself a moment. If you're interested in new writing, certainly look up Lineup stuff. Interestingly, they have on the 17th of January, they have a little lineup, which is new writing for children, which should be fantastic. And I'm certainly going to get myself along to that, if they'll have me. And then they've got their new show, which has gone through the process, called Fear in a Handful of Dust, which is on at the Cog Art Space from Saturday the 6th of December to Friday. I'm reading, by the way. Friday the 9th of January. I don't just look odd at the cap. Well, I look odd. So let's just leave it at that. Anyway, green lights almost all round. Just the one orange, but it's still promising. I'm going to stop now because I'm probably going to have a drink and relax. It's Saturday, so I shall see you soon for something. I'll have to check my diary again. I really should know this better. But anyway, thank you very much, Henry Reagan. Henry Reagan? Yes, Henry Reagan. I got that right. For inviting me, and it's been some brilliant new pieces tonight. Ta.